The Corvette has been Chevrolet's crown jewel, a symbol of raw power and sleek design since its debut. But what makes the Corvette stand out as Chevy's ultimate muscle car? What if I told you that behind those aggressive lines and thunderous exhaust lies a story of innovation, rivalry, and relentless pursuit of perfection? Stick around to discover the secrets behind the Corvette's legendary status and see why this American icon continues to captivate gearheads around the world. Please don't forget to subscribe, as it helps us to reach more gearheads. The Chevrolet Corvette is an iconic American sports car that's been turning heads since 1953. Over its 8 generations, from C1 to C8, it's known for its sleek design, impressive performance, and unique lightweight body made from fiberglass or composite materials. What's really cool is that while other U.S. manufacturers tried their hand at two-seater sports cars, the Corvette is the only one that's been continuously produced. In the early days, the Corvette was a modest 6-cylinder convertible, but things quickly got more exciting with the introduction of V8 engines and advanced chassis designs. By the time we reached the C8 generation, the Corvette moved up to the supercar class with a mid-engine layout, putting it in the same league as some of the world's best. Now, here's a fun fact. The name Corvette comes from a small, nimble warship. Back in 1953, General Motors was looking for the perfect name for their new sports car. Myron Scott, the assistant director of the Public Relations Department, suggested the name Corvette, inspired by the Corvette, a type of warship known for its agility and speed. The first model, a convertible, was shown at GM's Motorama in 1953 and generated so much buzz that mass production began that same year. Originally built in Michigan and Missouri, Corvettes have been made in Bowling Green, Kentucky since 1981, which is also home to the National Corvette Museum. The first-generation Corvette, often called the solid axle model, was hand-built and came in polo white. Over the years, more colors, engine options, and advanced features like fuel injection were introduced. By 1963, the Stingray was born, featuring a bold new design, hidden headlights, and a split rear window that became a signature style. In 1965, the Corvette saw some exciting upgrades. It introduced 4-wheel disc brakes, a powerful 396 cubic V8 engine, and even optional side exhaust pipes that added a unique touch. The big block engine, pushing out 425 horsepower, made the old fuel injection system outdated, especially since the V8 was more affordable and offered better performance. Despite this, only 771 fuel-injected Corvettes were made before Chevrolet dropped the option. In 1966, the Corvette lineup grew with the addition of an even larger 427 cubic inch engine. The C2 also came with new features like a telescopic steering wheel, air conditioning, and the Wonder Bar auto-tuning AM radio. However, the 1967 model was the last of the second generation, and it sported restyled fender vents, new backup lamps, and a powerful L88 engine option rated at 430 horsepower. The third generation, starting in 1968, was inspired by the Mako Shark 2 concept and introduced the T-top removable roof panels. Engine options continue to evolve, including the powerful ZL1 engine in 1969 and various improvements through the 1970s and early 1980s. In 1974, the Corvette got a new rear bumper system. The old chrome bumpers were swapped out for a more modern 2-piece urethane bumper that matched the updated front design from the previous year. That same year, the convertible option was retired until it made a comeback 11 years later. Dave McClellan took over as chief engineer from Zora Arkus Duntov. For 1976, Corvette updated its design again by replacing the fiberglass floor with steel panels to better handle the heat from the catalytic converter. And for the first time, leather seats were available at no extra cost, and the black exterior color made a return after a 6-year break. The 1978 model was special for Corvette's 25th anniversary, featuring a sleek fastback rear window and a new interior. They celebrated with a limited silver anniversary edition and an Indy pace car replica. Production hit its peak in 1979 with over 53,000 Corvettes sold. In 1980, the Corvette underwent a major aerodynamic redesign to cut down drag. Engineers also worked to make the car lighter. The production then shifted to Bowling Green, Kentucky in 1981, where it remains today. The 1981 models introduced a new 2-tone paint option and marked the last time a manual transmission was available until 1984. By 1982, a new fuel-injected engine made a comeback, and a collector's edition featured a cool rear window hatch. The fourth generation, known as the C4, rolled out in 1984 after a complete redesign. This Corvette introduced a new digital dashboard and a Targa top. It also featured an aluminum suspension for better performance. By 1986, the Corvette was back in the spotlight as the Indy 500 pace car. It was also the first convertible model since 1975. In 1987, the B2K twin-turbo option was introduced, later succeeded by the ZR1 option in 1990. The ZR1, with its impressive LT5 engine, made a big splash, running until 1995. In 1996, Chevrolet celebrated the end of the C4 Corvette era with the Grand Sport model. This special edition paid tribute to the 1963 Grand Sport, with its unique Admiral blue paint, white stripe, black wheels, and red accents. Just 1,000 of these bad boys were made, 810 coupes and 190 convertibles. Under the hood, the 1996 GS packed a punch with the LT4 V8 engine, delivering 330 horsepower and 340 pounds-per-foot of torque. Then came the C5 generation, introduced in 1997. This model was a complete overhaul from the previous C4. With its new design and innovative features, the C5 set a high bar for performance. It boasted a 0.29 drag coefficient and nearly perfect weight distribution. The C5's LS1 engine, initially rated at 345 horsepower, later got a boost to 350 horsepower by 2001. It could reach up to 28 miles per gallon on the highway, a nice perk for sports car enthusiasts. The C5 was offered as a coupe initially, with the convertible making its debut in 1998. In 2000, the C5 introduced the Z06, which replaced the fixed-roof coupe. The Z06 was a high-performance model featuring the LS6 engine, producing up to 405 horsepower. Its rigid fixed roof and lighter body allowed it to outperform the previous C4 ZR1. In 2005, the C6 Corvette arrived, building on the C5's strengths but with refined touches. The C6 kept the core elements but made improvements like fixed headlights, a more comfortable interior, and an upgraded LS2 engine that boosted output to 400 horsepower. A notable upgrade in 2006 was the Z06 model, sporting a 7.0-liter LS7 engine with 505 horsepower, making it the most powerful small-block engine at the time. By 2008, the Corvette saw further updates, including a new LS3 engine that pumped out 430 horsepower. The ZR1 model, introduced in late 2007, was a powerhouse with 638 horsepower and a top speed of 205 miles per hour. The Grand Sport name returned in 2010, offering features from the Z06 but with a steel frame instead of aluminum. As the C6 generation wrapped up in 2013, Corvette enthusiasts had the chance to be part of the build process with the Corvette Engine Build Experience. The last C6 rolled off the assembly line in February 2013, marking the end of an era before the C7 took the spotlight. When Chevy kicked off the development for the C7 in 2007, they had a big challenge: shaking off the old man's car label. By 2012, a study showed that nearly half of Corvette buyers were over 55, while rivals like Audi and Porsche had younger crowds. Chevy's marketing chief Chris Perry knew it was time for a change. Initially planned for 2011, the C7's launch was pushed to 2014 to appeal more to younger drivers. While they toyed with mid-engine and rear-engine designs, they stuck with the classic front-engine setup to keep costs down. To stir excitement, they teased the car in the popular video game Gran Turismo 5 and even used it as the 2013 Indy 500 pace car. The 2014 Corvette came with the LT1 6.2-liter V8 engine, cranking out 455 horsepower, 460 with the performance exhaust. It featured direct injection, variable valve timing, and active fuel management for better efficiency. Buyers could choose between a 7-speed manual or an 8-speed automatic with paddle shifters. The design got a fresh look with carbon fiber hood, a new rear-end style, and a revised Corvette logo. In 2015, the Z06 model debuted, boasting a supercharged 6.2-liter V8 engine with a jaw-dropping 650 horsepower. The C7 also revived the Stingray name, and by 2017, the Grand Sport model returned, combining Z06 styling with the LT1 engine. This version came in various colors and offered a heritage package with cool blue accents. The ZR1 made a roaring comeback in 2019, packing a 755 horsepower punch from its supercharged engine. The final C7, a black Z06, was auctioned off for a hefty $2.7 million, benefiting a charity for first responders' families. Fast forward to the C8, the 8th generation of Corvettes. This one is a game changer with its rear mid-engine setup, a first since the 1984 Pontiac Fiero. The base Stingray, launched in 2019, features a 6.2-liter V8 engine with 465 horsepower. The C8 also introduced the retractable hardtop convertible and bid farewell to the traditional manual transmission. By 2023, the C8 Z06 hit the scene with a 670 horsepower engine, while the C8 E-Ray made history as the first Corvette hybrid, combining a powerful V8 with front-wheel electric motors. Do you think the Corvette has lived up to its title as America's sports car? And if you could drive any Corvette from history, which one would it be? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. Give it a thumbs up if you liked the video, and please make sure you're subscribed so that you don't miss our next episode in the Muscle Car Vault.